in a little, what
In
you
a
call those
hat?
little hats. Yes, the man is in a hat. So the
Who's the
eyebrow
hat?
kind of
Okay.
looks like a little one of them, one of them hat that have the top and the
The
come
top
round like
hat.
this. The farmer them wear.
The farmer hat. Okay, I hear
Yes,
you.
one of those. I see a man in that.
Mm-hmm.
On the fence, on the wall to the right, I
Mm-hmm.
see a woman's face.
You
and
do?
like, yes, a
Oh,
side
yes, I
woman.
never see that.
You never see that?
No, okay. All right.
I see a dog on the ground. Dog on the ground. I see a bird on the fence. And in between, over on that left side, if you really look, you can see another face being formed between the arch right there. There's an arch and the post up there that the bird is on.
Okay, I see. All right.
You see that?
That's anything you see, as I just want to know what you see. You see a whole lot. And I see here. Yeah, right. I just want your perception. So those are things that Miss Solomon saw. I see here from Taylor McDonald said an old man looking. Miss Perry said that I am seeing a semi-bald man and a woman in a dress. Taylor McDonald saying a lady in a dress, large hat. All right. All right. Interesting. Thank you, Miss Solomon, and thank you, Miss Perry and Miss Taylor. Taylor McDonald. Wonderful. All right. So I need someone else to respond to me as it relates to image 2. What are you seeing in image 2? Someone other than who just answered. Can anyone tell me what are you seeing in image 2? I'm not getting anyone. No one in the chat or anywhere there. Ah, I see the chat blinking now. All right. 2, a goat. What? All right. Alexia, what says a goat? You see a goat in image 2. That's all you see, a goat. Okay. All right. Let me just move on to these 2. Image 3 now. Can I have any response for image 3? What are you seeing in image 3?
Image 3. I see a man with a long nose, and it appears as if he's holding something in his hand like a plate, and he's putting something to his mouth.
Okay.
That's in the dark area. He has one foot out or something in front of him, and in front of him on the other side, the white space where there's a black, there's another face forming in the back shadow light that coming towards him, and there's a face, but the face comes under where his foot is kicking out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Myrna. I hear you explaining there. Miss Perry say a man with a sax. Taylor McDonald says a saxophonist and a woman looking forward. A man playing a sax. A lady in lipstick for image 2. Oh, that was image 2. Sorry about that, Chad Anthony. I see your answer there for image 2. All right. I want to ask about the last image number 4 here. And as you see, I put a question there. How many legs do you see? Let's see if we can count. Image 4. How many legs do you see in image 4? Take your time.
No, yes, that one here no wicked, no, because I know me take me and say I'll eat. That's weird.
How many legs do you see? And you know how many legs an elephant has regularly. All right, I see the chat blinking. 5, 4, 8. All right, I see Miss Perry saying 5. Taylor
Miss Noel said
4.
6. Miss Noel said 6.
Miss Noel says 6. That's what she saw. Alexia Watt says 8.
I say 8.
Myrna says
I
7.
agree.
Wow. All right. All right. So hopefully we definitely opened our mind to what we have in store for this year's competition. All right. As I said, I didn't want to give you anything too complex so that it mash up your head. I just want you to start thinking. So these things that you just saw, we call them optical illusions, and they intentionally exploit the oddity of human perception that gives the human eye the ability to deceive the human brain. So it is what you perceive versus what is in reality. What is it that you see? And the theater artist, the dramatist, the actor, the writer has to be able to do that and see beyond what we just see here in front of us. So we're trying to redefine reality to cope with this pandemic that we have here. We've never seen anything like this. Our grandparents never saw anything like this. So we have to redefine reality and come up with a lot of creative, innovative ways to definitely, you know, do what we usually do and do competitions, do everything. All right. So it's really those optical illusions. I wanted to see what's in your head. Some persons saw more thing than others. Well, it's based on your perception. All right. And that's what I want for this year is the perception that you have that we want to put into a one man or a one woman presentation, a solo presentation. Maybe you had a concept of a whole play with 5-6 persons. Let's see if we can get those 5-6 persons in a solo production and one person demonstrate all these characters. All right. All right. Online entry. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing a little here. As I said before, we had yesterday Mr. Stewart, who was able to explain to us, you know, the process of entering the drama competition. So I'll be playing this. All right, I'll be playing it so that we may view the presentation. All right. Just need a little time here so that we can share the screen appropriately. All right. Oh, okay. Let me try to share the screen again. As I said, we're trying to view the video that was done by Mr. Bruce. I'm not seeing that video. I don't know what is happening here. All right. Here we are.
Our assistant from any Jcdc member, you click here and it will carry you to a list of numbers and contact information that will assist you in filling out the forms. We'll go back.
Are you seeing the screen, the video? Can someone answer, please?
Now we're going to go to the process of registration.
No, we're not seeing the video.
All right. My apologies. Let me go back to that then. All right. My apologies about that. Trying to navigate everything, review documents and everything at once. All right. Trying to share the screen, not sure what is happening. Are you seeing it now?
If you're having issues in filling out the forms or need assistance from any Jcdc member, you click here and it will carry you.
Is anyone seeing the screen?
Numbers and contact information that will assist you in filling out the forms.
Yes, but it is not big enough.
It is not big enough. All right, let me try again.
Process of registration.
I'm not sure what's causing the problem here. Having some problems with that registration video. All right. Let me try one more time to share the screen. And share the video. All right, so we're not seeing that video. However, I want to definitely try to get you another video so that you can see this information that Mr. Stewart would have given to us. Try to share the screen one more time. Workshop. And so. Are we seeing the screen?
If you're having issues in filling out the forms or need assistance from any Jcdc member, you click here and it will carry you.
All right, I'm not getting any response from
Not seeing
anyone.
it clearly at all.
You're not seeing the screen at
Sorry,
all.
I didn't realize my microphone
Clearly.
was on mute. I was answering.
You're saying yes or no?
I am seeing for the
We're
first
seeing
one,
it.
you have to pin it, and if you're using a phone or the device that you can basically use it to extend it, you have to do it like that.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't just share the screen. That's what you're saying?
No, you are sharing fine. It's just that when it reaches to our device, the persons who are looking at it have to pin it.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
they have to extend it.
All right. Let me try one more time.
Okay.
Yes.
And because I really wanted to see this video, as I said, I couldn't have missed it. Are we seeing this?
I'm seeing just a little part. I'm seeing where you're
Yeah.
clicking into the file that it is in.
Or need.
That's all you're seeing?
Yes, where you're clicking in the file that it is in.
List of numbers.
Oh,
And contact information that will assist you in filling
okay.
out the form.
Okay.
But I'm hearing it fine.
But you're not seeing anything.
No, me only see contact information. Me only hear when him say and contact information.
Oh, but you never saw it. All right. So
Technology for us.
yes, and we are experiencing some of these technological problems that we never had before. However, I do want to seek to clarify some information here. All right. So the online, how do you enter? I do have the videos. I am not sure why they're not being accepted on these things. The video is being played, but I'm not able to share it. Able to share it, but let's see if I can try one more time. Optimize for video clip. Mr. Chamberlain?
If you're having issues in
Yes.
filling out the forms or need assistance from any Jcdc member, you click here and it will carry.
So. Yeah, I'm trying to send the video.
If you're having issues filling out the form or need assistance from any JCDC member, you click here and it will carry you to a list of numbers and contact information that will assist you in filling out the forms. And go back. Now we're going to go to the process of registration. Here, as I said before, you can ask anything you want, stop me at any time. I'm just going to put in some random stuff. 2000. Okay, one of the major issues that we are currently experiencing is persons unable to upload items. So if you say, yes, you have a TRN, and it asks you for ID.
All right. So were persons seeing a while ago?
Yes,
Hello?
we were.
You were. Excellent. All right. I just want to know that you're seeing. I muted my mic. I got some assistance. So I'm going to play the video again. Leave my mic open. If you do have questions, I'm going to ask that you just stop me wherever in the process of this video, and then I'll see if I can respond to those questions. All right. Hello, anyone hearing me?
Yes, okay, okay.
Wonderful, thank you for your response. All right, so.
Yes, sir, roger that, roger that.
All right, so we're seeing the screen that it says online registration, right?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So I will press play now.
I have a license. This is the part that is having the issue. To enter the TRN, upload TRN and their ID. It asks, currently I'm not seeing it, but it should, right here, it should tell you the type of, let me see if it does, no. It should tell you the type of file and the size that it allows. But off memory, I'm gonna let them check this and correct it. It allows file size, I think about 5 megs in size, no larger than 5 megabytes in size. And for the ID, it is a picture, so it should be a JPEG. But if you're having difficulty uploading a file, let's upload any file here. Picture. Put a date. See, as you can see, my file has been selected here. But if you are having difficulty uploading, after you select none, you contact JCDC or your nearest location to assist you in uploading the file. For students who doesn't have an ID, we can take a picture option.
Oh, that's good.
What we require, see if I can find a piece of paper. What we require, if a student's gonna take the picture, ID is for them to place. Sorry, can you mute that for me, Radcliffe? It's for them to place their birth certificate like this under their chin and then snap the picture. You're okay with that? Everyone understand that so far? If you're having difficulty doing this also, you select none. Contact the nearest JCDC office for assistance. All right.
Is everyone following? Remember, if there are any questions during this recording, as I said, he did this live yesterday in the workshop that we had. So I'm playing it again for the persons who weren't a part of yesterday's. So if there are any questions, don't just keep the questions to yourself. Now is the time to ask, where I'm here to either note it or respond to it. All right, I'll continue the video.
And select none, no, also for TRN if you're going to select it for the picture. Oh, okay. Here, you notice that I didn't select a prefix, right? So what does this asterisk mean is that you cannot leave that field, any of this field empty. So it's a required field that you can't leave empty. So it will spring a little warning telling you that you should enter some information there. And the contact information.
And just to note, if you missed the first part of the
You
video,
notice the asterisk is here.
this is
But
when you're registering.
The cell phone is required.
JCDC ID. You have to go through this process, whether it is drama you're entering or the other areas, you would have to go through this process, this individual entry process. All right, so we'll continue the video.
But the home number is not required. Also work. For here, unfortunately, there isn't an asterisk here, but there should be, because I think this field is also required. We ask you to enter twice, just to ensure that you have entered the email address correctly. The secondary email is not required. You will need to do this properly because your ID is going to be sent. So you will also be using it, the same ID that this form is going to generate. So if for instance you're going to enter next year and the following year to come, you'll be using the same ID. So you only need to fill out this form once. The only time you'll come back in here is when there are corrections to be made. But presently, for this year, the system is only configured for you to do it once. You cannot edit. So please ensure that the information that you have entered is correct. Yes, it's my first time. Okay, here it's very important for us, but it doesn't need to be accurate in terms of your signature. This is just all of this is just to ensure that it's persons who tries to hack the system or generate multiple copies of the form will have some issues doing so. So this is just to prevent hackers. Okay, this is previewing. Please pay attention to here and double check to make sure that everything here is correct, especially your email address. Okay. On completion, as I said before, this is what we will get. This is what we try to, the registration will generate, and it's a unique identifier that will, just like your driver's license, identify you at Jcdc. And you only need to do this once. So after I've registered, now I can enter any competition I want. So let's enter drama. So I'll paste my ID here. Or type.
Hold on. Just want to ask if the first part of the registration process is understood by all, or there are queries as it relates to the form. Are there any concerns? I see something here in the chat. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Miss Perry, what do you mean? Yes, it is. It is comprehensive. Ah, okay. Thank you, Miss Perry. All right. So I do remind persons, if you're just joining, to just click on that Google Doc so that you can register for this workshop. And we know that you're here and we have your email address and we can contact you just in case we have other information to give on to you. So please register. If persons are using the same device, the same URL that you see in the chat there can be copied and pasted and sent in WhatsApp and so on, to then be done by anyone. All right, we just need this information to verify that you are part of the workshop here. So the first part, that was the first part of the registration process, whereas you get your Jcdc ID and we're able to track your progress through Jcdc from wherever you started. Maybe you started at the basic school and you then come up to, let's say, high school, college, and being an adult and perform as an adult. We can track that in 2021 you did this, and then when it comes to 2030 you did this. All right, so that is the first part of the process to get your Jcdc ID. All right, so I'm going to play the rest of the video now, whereas Mr. Stewart explained, you know, give you a walkthrough of how to go on the website and go through the drama registration.
Can I add something first?
Sure.
Mr. Drisdale, I'm so sorry. Can I add something before you continue?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, what I wanted to find out, because I just hear you said something about tracking this information, registering yourself through this medium or through this process is basically kind of tracking what you've done. Is it that everything that you've been doing, just trying to clarify here, since you have been entering
Breaking up, Miss
festival,
Solomon.
whether in high school or whatever, did under that one breaking up?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you said high school. So just continue from there.
I was saying that everything that we have done from high school coming up, is it that you're saying that we will be able to have access to all of those, whether it be like if there are snippets or if there are photos or something, will we have access to all of those with that registration number?
What I'm saying is that because this online platform has been created, they created with this ID type application now, whereas we don't necessarily have to look for Kadeen Solomon, but we look for that name and see that you were a teacher there and you were a performer there. So it's really to update that system of recording persons entering the competition and so on and so forth. It's just to ensure that this information is easier stored, is easier kept, and easier access.
So is it from now or is it in your past?
Miss Noel is asking, did you hear the question?
I heard the question. She's asking if it's from now or from your past. I don't have enough information to give you a definite that the past will be on it. However, I can't say no either.
Okay.
But it's to ensure we have that information, and question like those, you know, cannot be asked and then you don't get an answer. So it's to ensure that we are keeping the proper records. But I cannot answer definitely to that as yet.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Not a problem. All right, so I'm gonna resume the video now of Mr. Stewart telling you how to apply online for the drama competition.
In my IDs here, the one that I just generated. This again, although it looks like it you're repeating, it's just to ensure that give the hackers some challenge. In gaining access to the system.
I know also that it can be said that it seems very tedious. As Mr. Stewart said a while ago, it is to give the hackers a hard time in case they just want to fill it up with some fake entries. It's just to ensure that you are the one entering. All right. So it might seem a way that it asks you for your first name again and your last name and your email, but it's just to verify that it's you, because we know how computers are nowadays. It will generate things, you know, just to put on it, and a lot of false information is there. So it's just to verify that you're that person.
I'm just picking random stuff here. Any questions so far?
So far, so good. Just trying to soak in everything.
Just to clarify, Mr. Bruce, you said the asterisk. When you see the asterisk beside some things, that means these areas are essential.
Yes, you cannot leave it empty.
Okay, understood.
Excuse me, sir.
All right. Just stating something here, because I was asked a question. I got a WhatsApp the other day asking about the director's name, the producer's name, why they want to know so much information. With drama, this information is vital. If you are the person that created your setting, get all the things to use and created the dramatic presentation, you are that producer, you are that director that directed yourself. If you had a teacher or a friend or someone to direct you, to look at you, that person's name would go there. Most times when we have the Jcdc competition, we would have producers being the schools or the drama club or the performing arts club or a community club or something of that sort. So these information is very important. So please don't think them just to be there, just to annoy you, but these information is very important, and we need for you to fill it out so that the process can go well.
Sir.
Yes. Go ahead.
As I said,
hello.
We had some technical difficulties yesterday also with some of our participants. As I said, this is a recording of yesterday's presentation. So you would hear persons asking questions in this presentation.
Yes, sir. I was in the entry. I was saying it's
All right, Akif, Nugent, I'm not hearing you clearly. Can you please type your question in the chat so we can relate to Mr. Stewart?
Or maybe it sounds like a youngster. Maybe she could ask mommy or daddy to assist you.
To assist, please, so that we can get your question because we need it. And to see all the information that it asks you for with the character played or characters played. Then you can include the characters there. If you had a stage manager, you didn't have a stage manager.
Okay. Here is the requirement of the file that you will need to upload. It can be either MOV extension or MP4 extension. And this is the structure of how the file should be named.
And I'm sure that we know that drama classes go from junior, intermediate, senior, and adult. Well, we will get into that also. So this is just an example of how format they wanted to format the video.
Most phones, I think that like for the MOV, it's the Apple or iPhone normally will create an MOV file, and the Android would more likely create the MP4 file. Now that's the type or the format of the file. Now the size. The size should not be larger than 20 megabytes. If it's larger, it's going to show an upload error. Or if you need assistance if the file size is larger than expected, you can WhatsApp it to another phone, and it should reduce the file size enough for you to upload without losing much quality.
And that actually, we did try to WhatsApp a video, and it was about 300 and something megabytes. And once it was WhatsApp, we realized that it went down to 30 something, and we still were able to see the video and identify what was happening.
The length of
video. No, sir, my file size is enough. It's so long.
There we had
go again. It's bigger than 120.
Go again, Akif. Let me hear you again, Akif. Nugent.
Yes, sir. It's when in my video I see 25 megabytes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's how much? How much megabytes? Didn't hear that, Akif. How many megabytes your video is? Not hearing Akif at all.
Sir, I'm going to send it in the chat because I cannot hear well.
No problem. Please do so. And I deliberately didn't delete that out of the video because we had that youngster there definitely identifying with the megabytes and how to upload the megabytes and to concise the file size. And this is a point that I do want to push because many students, they are really versed with the technology, videos, recording and stuff of that sort. So they will definitely understand these technical jargons and how to shrink the size so that it can fit, because we do need it to be 120 megabytes and it is possible. As I said, it don't have to be the highest quality resolution, but it needs to be visible with whatever type of phone we use. Go ahead, Sandy.
Okay, I wanted to ask this question yesterday, but I forgot. All right, so I didn't understand most of the parts today where you're asking like the intro video.
Mm-hmm.
for me, what, like, all of it was supposed to record for the entry video, or what? What should be in the video for, the entry level part?
This video here, when you get to this part and you upload the video, this should be the video of the performance. So remember we were talking yesterday about the you wanting to do one woman tragedy, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So it would be that full recording of what you would do for the one woman tragedy. That's what we want to upload here.
Okay. And it should be 5 minutes?
No, not 5 minutes. Remember when we went through the handbook and I told you the time for each of the areas? I think it's 5 to 8 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes would be tragedy. So it's between 5 and 8 minutes. Can be 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Not over, not below 5.
No, but here it says upload a 5 minute. Upload a sample 5-minute video from your personal recording device.
Upload a simple 5-minute video from your personal recording device. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing.
Right. So I hear what you're saying based on what you're seeing here. But as I said, it can be more than 5 minutes once it fits the 120 megabyte size. All right. So this 5 minutes here.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, okay, right. For drama, we usually have 35 minutes maximum for presentations. So after this video, we'll go into the drama category so that we can understand how it is now set up. So I just really want to answer all your questions as it relates to registration. Please don't be afraid to ask your questions. This is the place to ask your question. No question is seen as stupid. We need to find out information. So that's why we're here. All right. Thank you for that question, Miss Black. Hopefully it was clearer for other persons also.
Okay. The length of the video somewhat affects the size, but not necessarily determine the size. Let me see if I can explain that a different way. You can have a 5-minute file that is 5 megabytes versus another 5-minute file that is 1,000 bytes. So although the length of the minute somewhat can impact the size, it doesn't necessarily mean that it determines what the size is going to be. Okay.
And if I might add, Mr. Stewart, the type of file too, the type of recording. Sometimes our phones will have 480p, 720p, or 1080p. It doesn't have to be up to a HD standard to record. You can just record at the regular 480p or just a regular quality, because what we really need to see in the entry is your acting and the environment in which you're acting in. So it's not really an HD film we need to see, but we need to definitely see, we can see the facial expression, we can see definitely environment that's around you, and we can effectively grade that. So the size being 120 megabytes, it is possible to definitely get video qualities that we can see that's below 120 megabytes. And there are also different applications that can shorten the size of your video.
Okay, yes, that's true. Okay, and again, as I said before, the signature is not so important. It's just to give the hackers some work to do. And again, we want you to read back and preview everything that you have entered, because there's no way currently for you to edit once you have clicked on the submit button. Now that's the end of applying. All right.
All right, so this is what you will see once your application went through. And that's after you receive your JCDC ID and you go to the specific drama and theater area that we see on the website, and you enter. Once you've entered, your video is uploaded because it has the right size. You will then see this on your screen with your name there, and then your number, your entry number. You also have that. Your submission number is drama 0003. All right, so this information is very important. Also, the information you got as your ID is something that you should keep safe. All right. All right, so that any questions re what we just saw?
The competition, filling out the form. So we have done the
no, not from anyone.
Registration form and the drama form. So back to you now, Mr. Drisdale. If there's no other question.
Is there any question from anyone before Mr. Stewart has to leave? Any questions from any participant? You may type it in the chat or open your mic. All right.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Miss Wright.
Yes, I just want to confirm. Okay, so my school, we will be submitting multiple entries. Is it that each participant would have to upload their own video, or could I upload all the videos for them?
I think it's because of solo. This year is all about solo. We would prefer each person is registered and the file being uploaded under those registered. Yes, the specific registration.
Okay. And remind me again, when is the deadline for all videos to be uploaded?
Our official deadline is the 31st of May. That's the deadline we have now working with.
Okay.
What's it having?
Well, I personally believe it is a little short in terms of from the time that it was open and for the time for us to be rehearsing and getting together. I believe it's a little short, seeing that we never officially knew a good while to say, okay, this is what will happen. Everything just come on sudden. And yeah, and we are from a tertiary institution like that. So it's to know, get the persons together, to have the entries together. That now certainly will. It is short for us.
All right. So I deliberately played what happened yesterday and some of the questions and the concerns that came from some of our participants yesterday. I'm sure that you have some of those concerns also. However, we got the 31st of May as our date for final submission. So we want to encourage persons to submit by that time. All right, I see something here in the chat from M. Jackson. I don't know if it's Michael Jackson. I realize that you have to do the video upload at the same time with the filling out of the registration form. Not necessarily, M. Jackson. You fill out the first form, which is the registration to get the JCDC ID. When you are now ready to upload your video, which should be soon, you then enter the ID and then continue with that form. So it doesn't have to be done one time. One can be done prior to the next. So hopefully I answered your question there, M. Jackson. Any other questions from anyone? All right. Let me not have too much time being wasted here. Let me move along to the other. All right. So we're here, drama entry. All right, drama entry. We passed through the drama entry there. And now the JCDC drama competition virtually. This won't be too long. This would be short, so that we have a good understanding of what's happening here. All right, so talking about the JCDC competition. All right. Great. All right. So are we seeing my screen? Can anyone answer me, please? Are we seeing the screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you so much for answering me. All right, so there's not much that changed within the competition. Not much that changed in the competition. With the same drama competition, you're eligible being community groups, drama society in Jamaica. As I said, please mute your mic. All right, the competition, we still have drama 1 and drama 2, with drama 1 indicated the non-published scripts, you know, your original piece of work, never seen before, never been exposed to the public, you just make it, it's created by you. We call that drama 1. Do we have a question?
Oh, yes, I have a question.
All right, great. Right, so drama 2 indicates a play previously staged, published in print or produced on stage, radio, film, or established, something that was done already and you got that script and you decided to use that script. That's called drama 1. All right, so we really do need for you to indicate if it's drama 1 or drama 2. As I said, drama 2 is the play, the script that you got and it was done already, it was done by someone, it's published in a book, it was done on stage, it was recorded already. That's considered as drama 2. All right, so the categories, we have 6 categories and I'll go into them shortly. However, let me just tell you the name of them. 1 man, 1 woman comedy. The time is between 5 to 8 minutes. 1 woman, 1 man production tragedy. The time is also between 5 and 8 minutes. We have short play A and short play B. All right. The third one there, short play A, that the maximum time for that is between 3 to 6 minutes. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a tragedy. It doesn't have to be a comedy either. It can be straight drama. It can be gospel drama. It can be anything else, but just the time span between 3 to 6 minutes. That's what's important there. All right. And it must be a short play. And we expect that persons will have different emotions, you know, in that presentation. 5 here, we have improvisation, 5 to 7 minutes. This will be scheduled and streamed for assessment. I will speak on that very soon. And 6, experimental 1 man, 1 woman production, 5 to 10 minutes. In this experimental, I'm expecting persons to do some interesting things. Maybe you could do some things with the technology here, with the internet, even something as simple as a Zoom meeting. If we record the screen and we have more than 1 person, you know, talking to each other and we having that interaction, that's all right. All right. But remember that the focus is 1 man, 1 woman presentation. But the experimental gives you that ability to play with technology a little bit and have more than 1 person's on screen, as we would see. All right, so I soon go a little bit more in depth into the categories so you can ask your questions. Just want to remind you that the classification for drama is a little different than the other areas, because we have juniors 4 to 12 years, intermediates 13 to 15 years, seniors 16 to 19 years, and adults 20 years and over. Between these years is what we expect. If you're 4, if you're 12, if you're in between there, you're juniors, and so on and so forth. We usually have the open class. However, the open class is a combination of, you know, one or more classes. We would have intermediates with juniors, or the adults being the teacher with the juniors also. So that's how we do the classification in drama. So the adjudication is the same as we've had it before, with acting, directing, design, technical management, and script. Now, just to tell you, if you never knew drama, in drama, you're able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the overall grade 6 medals from one presentation, all right, based on the scores that you receive, all right. So you'll get a medal for acting based on the acting scores, directing, design, technical management, script, and so on. Do understand that between drama 1 and drama 2, the major difference is the script. All right, for drama 2, you know that it's already published presentations, and you never met the script. The script came already, was done already, was proven with an audience or something of that sort. So we wouldn't assess the script. However, if you're doing drama 1, that is your original piece of work, we will definitely have to assess the script there at the parish finals. And for this year, as you not seeing it here, we're not using the audition stage this year. We're really starting with the parish finals. So based on our situation, what's happening, that's the solution we thought was best for this situation, to go with the parish finals and then go immediately into nationals. All right. So you're seeing the scores for nationals here. With, again, for drama 2, we do not assess for script. All right. Any questions so far? And please note that all this information is available on the Jcdc website. Once you go on it, there's a drop-down bar over to your right. And once you go on that pull-down bar, you see publications. You go into publications and you look for the drama handbook for 2021. The other handbooks are there also for the other areas. The information is there. Once you go to the Jcdc website, you may get all this information. All right. So the award scheme, it's how you receive. This thing cut off here, but how you receive. You would have for acting at the parish finals, if your average that you got out of the 35 here is 22.75 to 24.84, then you would receive a merit. If your average is between 31 and 35 that you got for acting, between the 3 judges that will assess you, you should then receive a gold. So as I said, you get award for acting. See it here, directing, this is merit, this is bronze, this is silver, this is gold. Design, technical management, and script. It is similar for drama 2. However, we don't have script being assessed at drama 2. So all these information about the awards and, you know, awards that you may receive here or national performance awards, these information, they're here. All right, so I want to go now into the categories. If we don't have any questions, are there any questions? All right, I'm not hearing any question. That sounds good. All right, so one man, one woman production comedy. As this says, a light, amusing play, usually based on everyday situation, humorous incidents, often with a happy ending. A comical one-woman production must include at least 3 characters or 3 personalities. That's not here, but I'm telling you, the 3 separate personalities we could see coming out of one person. And as I said, the maximum time is between 5 minutes, not less than 5, and not more than 8 minutes. That is for one-woman production. If it's entered under comedy, we expect it to be light and amusing and humorous, everyday situations. We laugh all the time. We have all these things, but this is the time that your performance should be between. All right, one woman, one man production tragedy. Young lady was asking me about it. And it's similar to the comedy in that it has the same minimum and maximum amount of time. But it says here, a tragic tale of serious character with fatal or sad conclusion, featuring the downfall of the protagonist. A tragic one-woman production must include at least 3 characters or personalities. The most important thing about tragedy is that it has that downfall of the protagonist. Who's the protagonist? That lead person, that lead actor, lead actress, lead thing. I was speaking to a young lady yesterday in the meeting, and I was telling her about Titanic, it being a tragedy, and asking her what were her thoughts, what was tragic about it. And she told me about everybody died and the ship and all of that. And it was noted that tragedy is the downfall of the protagonist. The protagonist doesn't have to die, but the situation is tragic. What happens, maybe he was building a house and it collapsed, whatever it is, but it's a downfall of that protagonist, that main character that we see. All right, and then we move on to one woman, one man production, short play A, features a single person telling a story. As I was saying, for the short play, it doesn't necessarily have to be a tragedy or a comedy. You can have other genres being represented there, other genres of drama, of theater being represented there. It's just the time you need to keep in mind. Sorry about that. All right, and it has a minimum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 6 minutes. That is short play A. One man, one woman production B, short play. This minimum time is 7 minutes, not less than 7 and not more than 13 minutes max. I think this definitely is one of the highest amounts that you can go, 13 minutes for a dramatic presentation. We do expect that you would have different characters, different personalities, and we need to see everything on camera. If you're switching from one person to the next, we shouldn't see you missing. We should see you transition. Maybe use a dance to transition. In one of the drama workshops we had with Camille Pamina, she showed you different ways. You can use the cloth, you can use movements to transition from one character to the next. There are many ways that you can do it. And as I said, once you sign up the registration form, I will definitely send these links to your email so that you may also look at these YouTube videos that we did the drama workshops on. All right, so transitions must be seen in front of the camera. We don't expect it to disappear and then reappear as somebody else. All right, it's a performance, a one-woman, one-man performance, a solo performance, some people call it. It is just you on the stage giving that performance. All right, so we are right here at improvisation. Right, improvisation. Performers are asked to be costumed in neutral colors, black, dark blue, gray, once it's just neutral. Now, it's scheduled and streamed live for assessment. What does this mean? When you are entering improv, I am asking for you to include the name of your parish, your name and your age, and then say that you're interested in improv. We still need a video to be uploaded. So you upload a video just saying your name, the age, the parish that you're from, if you're representing a group, and then we will contact you thereafter. All right. So that is for the improvisation. It has to be scheduled. We have to have your information so that we can schedule your improvisation presentation. All right, so that is for improv. Last but not least, experimental one-man or woman production. It's an unconventional, non-traditional drama which explores known and unknown theatrical and dramatic forms. All right, now known and unknown, it might even be unknown by us just in Jamaica here, but known universally. and there are different ways that people will do things. Nothing is wrong with researching and finding out interesting ways that people do theater. I've seen theater without words. There's something called physical theater that they have in Scotland, and I've seen it, and you wonder how they're not talking, but you're following the story. All right, so there are different ways that people will use performance, and please don't be afraid to research. You have the YouTube there. Try to look at some theatrical performance to see how they do it, what makes it interesting, what makes the audience still want to view this one person on stage. All right, dramatic forms and styles, which creates new forms of presentation and material through its innovation. Now, experimental, as I said, is the only category that the drama unit will allow the use of multimedia techniques and projection and graphics, but this is live graphics. We don't want necessarily an everything edited. You change the speed of this, you do all, no, we don't want a cut up. We still want a flowing performance. However, you may use, for example, backgrounds, you may use some graphics and other things in your presentation. All right, it's very flexible that you can use the experimental that way. All right, so these are our 6 categories that we have for this year's presentation. This is just a definition of terms, defining the terms that are a part, script there, that are a part of our rubric or criteria for assessment. All right, acting, directing, design, technical management, script. All right, I have this note here. Note that for all categories, there should be no profanity, lewd, crass, or raunchy content, as the commission only promotes content that is family friendly or fit for airplay. Let me go again. Note for all categories, there should be no profanity, lewd, crass, or raunchy content, as the commission only promotes content that is family friendly or fit for airplay. Go ahead, Sandy. See your hand.
Okay, so I'm ready.
Go ahead.
All right.
Miss Black?
Wait. So my question is,
yes.
For the tragedy part of it.
Yes.
So and the fact that we're supposed to have more than about 3 characters.
Right,
yeah.
Or personalities.
Yes. So is it that we have to, like, for example, say someone is telling a story about something, but they're acting it out, and it's just one person, but they're basically, depicting what happened and how each person acts. Is it that they have to change, or they can stay in the same outfit, but portraying the same persons?
Very good question, and that's what I was talking about as it relates to transition. Let's say the person telling the story is just very neutral, and then the second character is, for argument's sake, a rude boy on the road, and him just catch a hat on him head. And then the third presentation might be a young lady, and she maybe takes the hat and turn into a scarf, but it's not full change, like you would have to change your whole costuming, but simple things that will turn into that character. So you would put on the hat as the rude boy, and you'd have a different posture, you'd have a different tone in your voice as the rude boy. All right, and then the narrator have a different tone as the narrator, and then the lady, the girl, has a different tone and a different posture and a different personality with a different vocal tone, everything. All right, so it is one person we're seeing. However, we need to see the transitions from one character or one personality to the next. Hopefully that was clear, Miss Black.
So, sir.
Yes.
It's all right. So, say for example that saying you're telling a story about, say, something happened, but then it's like to somebody. So someone is sitting there listening to what happened. But to you, you're just, only thing you're doing is probably changing your tone of voice and probably some facial expression. But you're not, adding or taking away from your outfits.
Okay.
Is that, can you do
No.
that?
Well, that would be seen more like storytelling. If you're there just telling the story and just giving the voice of a couple persons. But because it is drama and theater, and we want to see characters, one man, one woman performances, they're done like that, whereas persons show their characters and get into these transitions to change the costume, find a way to transition into the costume and change and so. And then when they get back to the narrator, you see back the costume, leave them again, and they turn the narrator. What I would like for you to do, Miss Black, is if you do have the time to go on YouTube and the Jcdc website, and you may check out the drama workshops. As I said, there were 3 workshops, one on the 30th, March 30th, one on the 24th, and one on the 18th. All right, watch those 3 workshops and then see if you have some understanding of physical acting and transitions and stuff of that sort. But I like where your head is at, and you are asking the correct questions. So we have to have the difference between monologue or between poetry and dramatic performances. For the dramatic performance to work, we need the transition of the character. All right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for the question. All right, so I will be just reading these rules and guidelines here, some tips, and then I'll take any more questions you have, and then we'll end with an entry video. All right, so the rules and guidelines here. Okay, okay, the AC is off. All right, so the rules and guidelines here. All participants will be allowed to enter all categories once and to record their theatrical presentation at least 5 feet from the performance area, far enough to see the environment. So all setting, scenery, and props are visible in the recording. All right, so it wouldn't be necessarily something like we have here, where we only seeing the top half. Hopefully we're seeing my top half. Oh, I have to stop sharing. Right, so you're not just seeing my top half here, but you're seeing the whole environment. If we're doing a Zoom kind of conversation, then this can work. But then we need to have the whole environment, right? Like how we're seeing Travis Davis there, and we're seeing his beautiful background that he has. Yeah, man, I see a background, yes. Beautiful background that he has. He could then do a scene outside there near the veranda, right? And we will say, okay, your setting works based on what we see there. But then we would need to see Travis' foot and need to see him whole body to get him reaction and interaction of his character. All right, so that is very important, that you're not too close to the camera where you only see thing like this. All right. So that is very important with your recording. Ensure that you're just a little bit apart so that we can see the environment that you're acting in, rather than have the video camera just showing the top half of you alone. We're not expecting persons to have 5 different cameras to show angles and zoom in, and so we just want that wide shot so that we can see everything that is happening. We want that wide shot so we can see what's happening. All right. So that's one of the points that is very important. All right. Are we seeing my screen? Okay, wonderful. So at least 5 feet from there. Now the recording should be done in landscape mode or format, and a full view of the performance space setting should be seen. Maximum size of the video is 120 and such. All right. So let me explain that. So when we have the phone like this, all right, this is called portrait when we have it like this. All right, we don't want the portrait view. It look like Instagram, or you see one person here, and then you see two black either side. However, when you turn it like this, you can turn it like this, Travis. Yes, we get a wider shot. All right. So this is called landscape. All right. So we get a wider shot. So when we get the video from you now and put it on a big screen, we are able to see it like a movie, like a film. All right. So we need for your phone, whichever phone you use, to be turned horizontally. This is very important. Please turn your phone horizontally like this.
Excuse me, sir.
Go ahead, please.
I use a computer, so it's mostly like that.
That is excellent. That's even better. That is even better. I just don't want it long way like this so that we see black over here and black over there, but I want it to look like this so we can view it. All right. And also what was said before about the quality impacting on the size. As I said, it doesn't have to be the 5 minute that you saw there. And it can just be a simple video that you make. And as I say, you try WhatsApp it or something of that sort, and then we're able to view the video. All right. So please, we ask that you turn your camera this way when you are recording. Turn it horizontally or landscape view. All right. Let us continue with the other rules that we have here. All right. Name, class, and category of performer should be stated in the video or pinned as text in the recording. If persons enter already, that's not a problem because we should have your information there. However, just state it at the beginning. Hello, my name is Sean Gisdale. I am from the adult class and I'm entering one-man comedy. Boom, and then you enter. And then you start your presentation. But we need to know, we need for you to state that in your video so we can easily identify, not only by numbers, who did this performance or this presentation. For efficient dramatic presentation, each individual performer should ensure that vocal audibility is maintained so we can hear you. Are you hearing me? Anybody hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Great. So that audibility is important. I'm sure that you've seen some kind of dramatic presentation and you hear the audience say, we can't hear. With that volume, done a project. Now we can't do that now because we're not in a space with you, sitting down, seeing you on stage and telling you to project. We won't be able to do that. So we want your recording to be audible. All right. Ensure that we can hear your presentation. If you have the dogs barking, I don't know if you're gonna wait till the dog then go sleep, but if we hear the dog barking, we're gonna think it's a part of your presentation. You put in that barking sound effect. All right, so try get it when the dog is asleep or sometime, but we need anything that's heard there and it would be a part of your presentation. We need to hear the persons that are talking or the character that's in the presentation. It needs to be audible. Personally, I've been told that I talk very loud and I use my outside voice and I use the theater voice. Even when I'm trying to do film, I still use the theater voice, although there's a boom mic. So when I encourage persons to open your mouth, whichever character you use, open your mouth so that we can hear the character properly. All right, so vocal audibility is maintained. Ensure that. Lighting and visibility of performer and space is important. Use natural lighting is possible. My friend there a while ago, what is his name? A friend there a while ago that showed me his picture a while ago. Travis Davis, right? He has the natural lighting of day because it's day. Today it's day now. He has that natural lighting. All right. So you can see him. You can see in the background. You can see what he's showing you without a doubt. So that is important. And I recommend that we use natural lighting. So we try to do it in the day so that we are able to see persons. If you do have some kind of lighting or some kind of something to light you up and you want to use that, then so be it. But we do encourage that you use this natural lighting. Try to do it in the day so that we can see. If you have a dark video, then we might not be, well, it's not that dark. We might not be able to see you, all right? But ensure that you have either that natural lighting or something, but we need to see the character's face and what the character is doing. I say your background bad, Mr. Davis. All right, so we're moving now to another point. The character should is costumed appropriately. That's sad. Okay, the character should be costumed appropriately. All right, and whatever character, ensure that the costume represents that character. You have certain things that certain persons wear. If the pastor is there, might have a neck collar there. So if it's a policeman, what would he have except the gun? You know, would he have a hat? Would he have a belt? Would he have a different type of posture? What would he be wearing? What would he be costumed as? The bad man would have an earring here. So what would be that presentation, right? The female judge should be dressed that way. She'll talk differently. What is the costuming that your character would have? And that transition is very important also. All right, set scenery is important to design. So whatever is seen in the background would be assessed as setting. Ensure that the background is neutral or be deliberate with the setting and props. As I was talking to my friend there a while ago with his setting, it's deliberately beautiful how you see it there. And he can then have a performance at the front part where you see the lattice work there. And it might be calling out to his mother or something. Might be calling out to his mother when he was 5. Calling out to his mother when he becomes a teenager. And maybe again talking to his mother when he becomes an adult and maybe getting married. Mommy, I getting married, mommy. Right? And then we see different personalities, different characteristics, different character, although it's one person and one character, but different time in that character's life. He could definitely use that surrounding as his major thing. All right, so that is not a problem. So set scene is important, ensure that, right. So there is variety in tones and emotion. Ensure that we have that variety in tone and emotion. All right. So we don't want a flat, boring presentation. All transitions being done in a one-woman production must be fully on camera. No editing should be done to the video regarding transitions by the actor into different characters. All right. Are there any type of questions? Any question at all? All right. Just some few points here. Avoid one note, one woman, one man productions that only have one emotion. That's boring. Vary emotions in presentation to ensure that there's an arc in the storyline. Make the audience gets bored easily and fast. So ensure that there is an element of surprise and keep them on the edge of their seats. You know, make them think that a person that have a downfall when it is somebody else. Start and end strong. Start and end strong. That's very important. Your start needs to be strong and your ending needs to be strong, right? Your starting needs to grab your audience and the ending needs to hold your audience to remember that, whoa, I love that presentation, how it ends so, right? So ensure that in planning you have that. All right, we're encouraging persons to use Jamaican and Caribbean concerns, whether historic or what happened right now, like the pandemic, right? This will help in the perseverance of our performance culture and what makes us Jamaican. I want to see some Jamaican kind of expression. I have nothing against the British, the Americans. I want to see some Jamaican representation of drama. I'm sure in every parish that you're from, we do have dramatic representations. As you leave out your yard, the man will walk past with a goat, the person that's there, the lady that pass and go to church with her pretty hat. There's so many characters that you have in your environment that I want to see in this year's competition. And make a video, make it make sense. I mean, I know that TikTok and Instagram has some shorter videos, but let's make it longer and let's make it Jamaican and let the performance, you know, be seen properly. All right. So, all right. So ensure that happen. All right. So anybody has any other questions? Any question at all before we go to the video? And I have another form here for you to fill out, you know. The persons that are here, I'm going to put another form in the chat for you to fill out. It's just information necessarily on this workshop and just to assess this workshop, seeing that you were a part of this workshop. All right, so I'm asking persons to click on that form there and be a part of that. All right, what I'll do now, I will be showing you the video of how to enter the JCDC competition. And
are you planning to enter the JCDC competition?
And what all of this is about. All right. So since there are no more questions, let me just share the screen.
Okay, just before you move into that, I was asking earlier, but it wasn't recognized. It's the syllabus, the 2021 syllabus. I
Yes,
can
sir.
find it on the website.
Yes,
on
sir.
JCDC on this website.
Yes, sir. You may find it on the JCDC website. As I said, you see a drop down 3 lines over to your right, and you go and you see publications and you look for the drama. However, I will seek to share it in the chat before we're completed, sir. So you may have an ability to see that.
Okay, thanks.
Not a problem at all. All right, so I'm still gonna play the video. Hopefully it works this time. Are we seeing my screen?
This year? Well, here.
Are we seeing my screen?
No, sir.
No, we're not seeing my screen. Okay. What is happening? Stop share. Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen again. This is here, full screen. Shorter. Share screen. Are we seeing the screen now? Anybody seeing the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'll play.
Yes, sir.
And we will talk after the video.
Are you planning to enter the JCDC competitions this year? Well, here's what you need to know. We have gone virtual. Yes, everything is online. And guess what? We are welcoming only solo presentations. Entrants in culinary arts, dance, drama, music, and speech must record their live presentation on an appropriate and reliable device. The presentations must flow naturally with no enhanced procedures. Doctoring or airbrushing will not be permitted. Once the video has been found to be digitally enhanced, the work will be disqualified. A carefully selected backdrop must be used where there are no disturbances to the recording of the video, which must be done under sufficient lighting. Ensure pure sound and stable capturing of content whilst utilizing landscape mode. Kindly engage a suitable video editing program to remove any prelude or postlude where necessary. Here are some tips to help guide your recording. Use plenty of light. Lighting makes a huge difference in the quality of a finished professional video, so make it one of your top priorities during filming. The sun is one of the best light sources for video. If you're filming in natural light, do your best to get your footage in the morning or evening. If you're filming indoors, you will need to be more intentional about the types of lights you use and where you place them. Use a clean background. Be deliberate about the background you use for filming. One easy way to get a professional look for your video is to use a solid colored background. Prioritize crisp, clear audio. Your audio quality is actually more important than your professional video quality. A fuzzy, indistinct audio is usually enough to make the viewing of the presentation unsettling. Avoid shaky footage. Shaky footage will make any professional video look like a home video. So try not to hold your camera at all if you can help it. Instead, use a tripod or set your camera on a sturdy surface. Use your device the right way. You can use a phone, tablet, laptop to capture professional video. For example, use the camera on the back of your phone. Record in landscape mode. That is horizontal instead of vertical. This will give you footage that looks good on large devices, not just phone screens. Choose a good video editing program. Good video editing software can help you turn your raw footage into something great. There are some simpler tools like Wave Video, Camtasia, or iMovie. More professional options include Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere Pro. Now that your video is shot and ready, here's how you send it to us. You can send it to us using Jcdc's online portal upload or via our YouTube upload link. Visit our website for details. You can also drop it off at any of our Jcdc parish offices island-wide for office-assisted upload. What are you waiting for? Enter now.
All right. So, as I said, persons, I need for you to register and do the Google form there. Before you leave, I will definitely go on the Jcdc website. I want to give you the URL to just go to the drama handbook. Let me just get to it and then find the URL so that it's much simpler for you to go. Drama syllabus, here we go. All right. So, all right. So I will send it in the chat here. And once you click on that link, then you will go directly to the handbook. Once you click on that link there, you will go directly to the drama handbook. So you don't have to, you go to the website and search. Once you click that link, then you're able to just see the drama handbook, the same handbook that I read the information from. You'd be able to see it there. Thank you for that, gentleman, for asking. So please, if you haven't registered, I'm asking that you register with the registration form that I placed in the chat. And then also the other form that I placed for you to view and answer that other form. I'm going to paste again the registration form for persons who never registered, and ask that you do register so that we knew that you are a part of this workshop and you are integral in being a part. So it's 2 forms, and then the other form is the Jcdc, how to get to the Jcdc handbook. So any questions at all? I'll take all questions now. We have about 5 minutes to go based on the fact I'm not hearing persons with questions. Should I take it that all is understood?
So
Go again. Should I take it that all is understood by all the participants of this workshop? Please ask the question. Again, let me put my number in the chat. I'm not hearing you clearly, Miss Solomon. Go ahead.
The evaluation form, can you repost that, please?
Sure.
When the video, the link went as well.
Okay. Okay, I understand. All right, no problem. I can do that right now for the evaluation form. As I was saying, if you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. I am pasting the evaluation form right now as a part of that. And please, for the evaluation form for the workshop, evaluate honestly. If you never got all the information you needed, let us know that. It's easy now. If you are registered with the information, then I'll know that you are a part of this workshop. It's sealed. It's easier to give certificates of participation for workshops. And I sent my number again in the chat, 881-5093. Any problem that I can definitely solve. If I can't solve the problem, I'll definitely send an email to Mr. Stewart or whoever can solve the problem, Mr. Carlin, Mr. Chamberlain, whoever can solve the problem, I will definitely communicate with them to ensure that I assist you as best as I possibly can. That's why I'm here. I see Miss Solomon there. You can't look at the phone and drive, you know. That it cannot work like that. I can't hear you. Oh, it's not. And I see Miss Noel there.
He can hear you. Go ahead.
Scheduled to start?
Yeah.
All right, so the 31st is what we receive as the closing date for entries. We don't have the dates as yet as it's scheduled to start, but it should be in June. But as we're not doing it virtually, as we're not doing it physically, face-to-face, we're doing it virtually, right? So it's not that you would have to come anywhere. It's more like we have the videos and then we would have the judges in a space, the 3 judges in a controlled environment, and the 3 judges will view at the same time the presentations and then grade there. So in terms of you're asking me about a specific date, like I'm supposed to tell you June 3rd or so. I do not have that date for that starting. Yes, ma'am.
I don't think want to be in by day 31st.
Yes, that's the deadline we received.
Wow, Mr. Tuesday, that's like a few days from now. The workshop, sir.
I am hearing your concerns, and I have to answer in the capacity that I'm in, which is to definitely understand that this is the date that we receive. I haven't gotten any other information. Whenever I get the other information, whatever it is, I will convey said information. So that's all I have for you now in terms of the 31st of May. That's what we have to work with. So let's all see how best we can work with it. I understand the time is short. Let's see how best we can work with it. I'm also here to assist anyone that needs assistance the best way I can. You were saying something?
The other form, there were actually 3 forms that was in the room, in the chat rather.
Right. So it's the registration form, the evaluation form, and I sent a link to the handbook.
The handbook, right? That's what we want. Everything went with the chat when the first.
I understand. Let me send you.
So you don't have that link. If you can send that link.
Sure.
I'd be happy.
All right, I can. I can't hear you. Can I get a link to the speech handbook, please? Miss Taylor McDonald, as I said, it is on the JCDC website. It is on the JCDC website, but let me see if I can assist you. Any other questions, anyone? We've gone about 30 minutes over the time that we said that we would stop. However, as I said, that I'm here to assist you the best way I can. So, any questions? As I said, I put my number there, 881-5093. Speech handbook, she says. All right, let me open this for her.
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I noticed you.
So, Alexia, I'm not hearing you clearly. I'm not hearing you clearly, Miss Smith.
I noticed that you record. I noticed that you record. I'm asking.
You noticed that I recorded the
meeting. It's a copy.
Okay, not a problem. What happens is that the meetings, because we're having it with all persons from all over the country, they are actually sent to YouTube also. So this is actually live on YouTube also from the JCDC, on the JCDC page. All right, so the recording, even after today, it is available there, or other workshops are also available there. Are you hearing me, Alexia?
Yes, thank you very much.
Not a problem at all. All right, so I was also asked for this is the speech one. Oh no, this is the drama one. I was asked for the speech handbook. I'm gonna assist Mrs. Taylor McDonald because she did ask for it. So let me copy this URL here and send it to her. All right, so if there are no other questions, I'm gonna send this. Please ensure that you, so I send the 2 handbooks there. That's the speech one I sent secondly for my friend, Mrs. Taylor McDonald. All right, so thank you very much for being a part of this second workshop here. As I said, we want to definitely see the Jamaican culture at work in the drama competition. For the improv, we've been using Jamaican proverbs as stimuli or stimulus for the presentation. And it has been working. Some persons, no matter their age, they're surprised when they hear some of the proverbs and what's the figurative meaning behind it. All right, so we're here, and I am asking that person's contact if we have any problems relating to either signing up or uploading or anything of that sort, so I can see what happens. As I said, my number again is 881-5093. My name is Sean Drisdale, the Drama and Theater Development Specialist, and my email address is sean.drisdale@jcdc.gov.jm. That's also in the chat. All right, so thank you for being a part of this workshop. If there are no other questions, walk good, take care, stay safe, record the video them now, send it in so that we have some more interesting entries, and our judges have bigger problems in trying to figure out what is this, why is this so wonderful. So start working on it. As was said, there was a question that was asked to Mr. Bruce about persons entering. We want individuals to enter. As I said, students may enter. I see a hand here. Go ahead, Miss Black, again. Sandine?
My question is on the grade sheet that you showed us, I see script.
Right.
Is it that we're supposed to have a script for the play?
All right. So because it's a one man presentation, the script should be a little bit easier to write. Is just to give us an idea of the characters that are in there, and you could definitely write a synopsis of what the characters go through. So let's say the first character, as I said to you before, was this bad boy, and he was thinking of when he was young and he couldn't spell and stuff like that happening. All right. So it's just to have that information on synopsis, like a short story. You tell say this, and then secondly, him go to Juliet, who is the woman, and she can spell everything, but then people don't treat her like she can spell. So it's really just to have an idea where the story goes and how do we expect it to end. So we do need a script, but it's really just to write about it so we understand what your presentation is about.
But sir, how are you guys going to get the script? Are we supposed to send it?
All right, so I send my email address in the chat here. Sean.drisdale@jcdc.gov.jm. There was another email that we had. We might have to reinstall it. However, the script should be sent to this email, sean.drisdale@jcdc.gov.jm. And please, as I said, once you put your name in the contact information, you fill out that Google document, then we will be able to contact you and offer any updates to anything. All right. And that was a very good question there. I like that question. So we could see what are some of the challenges that we will have. But yes, the website doesn't ask you to upload the script. So I'm asking, just as I said, as a little synopsis, you send it to sean.drisdale@jcdc.gov.jm. And for any problems, if you don't remember the address and all of that, the number is 881-5093. All right. Thank you again, Miss Black. Thank you for everybody's participation. We're seeing persons here from the parish, and thank you again to Miss Madeline Graham, my administrative support for drama and theater. And thank you everybody else for being a part. Seeing persons from JCDC St. Catherine, Miss Vanessa Patterson. I see so many persons here, Miss Perry. Alexia Smith that participated, Kadeen Solomon with Miss Noel, Marva Thomas, K. Clark, Carrie, Shireen. Thank you for being a part of this presentation, and I expect to see your entries in the drama competition.